Water supply in parts of Tema and Accra has been interrupted for almost a week, forcing residents to rely on private water distributors or the benevolence of friends to get water. Residents in hard-hit areas like Kukumlemle, Gulf City and Bechle were seen carrying the popular Kufo gallons in search of water after their storage went dry. They were also disappointed that the Ghana Water Company failed to inform them earlier, according to them, to prepare. Here are some of them sharing their concerns with JoyNews.
I was going to fetch water from last 3 days. Our tap was closed because we don't have water from the Ghana water. We don't have summer, so all of us we go and fetch water. You see my dress now, I'm wet. The last Saturday when I was going to fetch water from Aveno Junction, there is a woman that the woman told us that it's 20 pesos, and then we told the woman that they said that we shouldn't pay the water, but it's free. And then she said that we should leave there and go. I go like 10 rounds. If you don't have water in the house, your body smells bad, and then you don't feel like you don't feel neat. If someone sees you, the person says you are stupid. If the water you use some to clean our rooms and use it to wash our bowls and things. We don't know about the closing of the water, but when we wake up one day morning and then we open the tap was not flowing again.
5 days now, and water is not flowing. That's at times when it's flowing like that, we get gallons, and then, what do they call it, bowls, and we just fetch water inside. So we use that water is there. It's about, it can be there like 3 months, 4 months. When the water is not flowing, then we start using it. We are just thinking about that. Even this morning, we are talking about that maybe because of the gutters they are making. So maybe the tap or the lines are just removed. That's why the tap is not coming. And we fetch at where the public toilet is.
So at least there are some areas that the waters are flowing.
Yeah. Even this morning, somebody told us at the top, the water is flowing since yesterday.
So what happened over the weekend? Let's try and get an understanding of whether or not and how it's been fixed, whether or not it will recur. We'll speak to the Director of Communication at the Ghana Water Company Limited, Stanley Mate, who's joining us via Zoom. Mr. Mate, thank you for your time this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
So people are saying they did not get the communication that water supply was going to be cut short this weekend. What really is the problem?
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. Normally in communications, we don't expect that we are going to get 100% of our target group to get to hear of our communications. So it's a bit of a worry for us, but then in communications, that is how it is. So when people complain like that, there's nothing much that we can do. But we have used all the channels for communications, and we expect that a greater percentage of the target group will hear what we want to send to them. I also have to state that some of these things, or some of these challenges that we faced over the weekend, especially around Aveno and Kukumlemle area, just happened. I mean, it's a best that we never envisaged was going to happen. So the communications came after we had realized the problem, and the most important thing was for us to have it rectified as early as we can, so that the consumers can have water. So we apologize that they didn't hear the communication. But then there's nothing much that we can do. Now, what we have tried to do is that apart from using the mass media to communicate with our customers, we also have platforms on WhatsApp and Telegram for all our customers. So we are able to send information to them, and we expect that those informations will get to them directly on their cell phones. So that makes it a bit easier. We also use public address systems. So apart from the mass media, we are using the social media platforms, and then we are using public address systems as well. So we expect to get to a greater percentage of our population, but we still don't expect that we're going to get 100% of our population to know.
Just so we know, I mean, I'm still getting people texting me right now talking about water situations in their various communities. You say that the problem has been solved, but to what extent do we know this will not recur?
We can't say that there wouldn't be a reoccurrence. Okay, we are using equipment. There are challenges that happen. For instance, if there's a power outage at our treatment plant, we don't have control over power. So obviously, we may have to our systems will go off, and it will affect water flow. If there's a burst in the area, we need to isolate the area and have the problem solved. Okay, so these things are bound to happen, and they are accidents. So we can't say that it wouldn't happen again. I mean, they happen unannounced, and we don't envisage that those things will happen, but they do happen. But the most important thing is we should be there as early as practicable to have the problem solved so that people can have access to water. But seriously, we can't say that those things shouldn't occur.
The last time I remember talking to you, you mentioned the impact of Galamsey on your ability to turn the water around for us to, to have them in our homes. The production cost that was just soaring. Right now, we know the government has also announced reliefs for people to enjoy water for free. Put those two together, are they impacting your work and making it difficult for you to provide water to all households?
Galamsey will always create serious challenges for us, but we still do our best to make sure that water gets to the people. The free water is being paid by the government, so there's no impact or there's no adverse effect on us. Okay, government is going to pay, so we'll continue producing as we should. Okay, and anytime Galamsey is rife, obviously it will affect us in all the ways that we've been talking about all the time. For instance, if turbidity is high, and as a result of that, the water is rendered untreatable, we'll shut down. Okay, if turbidity is high, but we still can treat, we'll treat, but we may not get adequate volumes for the entire population. So when it so happens, we'll be forced to manage the distribution, or we'll be forced to ration the water to that community or to that regional enclave. So these are challenges that there's nothing we can do about it than to manage it. And in managing it, it's going to impact negatively on the volumes of water that we send to our consumers.
So from now, what message does the water company have for your customers who are? I didn't have water in my home over the weekend. So I'm wondering, what message does the water company have for? Is that the water actually started flowing this morning? So what's the message going forward?
Yes, I believe you live in the eastern part of Accra, maybe around Springtest, Tema, or you live in an area where you are being served by our corn treatment plant. Now, we had sent out the communications on Friday that we're going to have some repair works done within in our Tema booster station. So we're going to go off, and we expect that consumers are going to store water so that whilst we are off, they can resort to their storage. So that had gone on, and thankfully we had finished the repair works on Sunday morning, and we have started production. Now, those of us who live in that area are also aware that there's some management program ongoing. So we know exactly on days where we are supposed to have water. Now, we are done with the repair works. Water is flowing, but we are going to get water according to the program that we already used to. Now, there are some areas that will also get water when we have built the pressures enough for them to get the water. So all these are solutions to the challenges that we faced over the weekend. But just like you said, you are having water this morning, and we know because we've been serving and we are aware that most areas now have water. Some are experiencing low pressures, but gradually the pressures are going to build up. And those who have not had at all, especially Community 24, 25 areas, they have water on Wednesdays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So on Tuesday, that is tomorrow and Wednesday, they are still going to get water. So all I'm saying is that we are going to still continue with the rationing program that we have. So the days on which you are supposed to get water, you will get the water. We are sorry for the inconveniences created over the weekend, but we also appreciate the patience of our consumers. And we hope that things are going to go on very well as it's always been.
Mr. Mate, we say a very big thanks to you for your time this afternoon as we monitor the developments closely. Stanley Mate.
And then maybe we'll still get more information from you to know what is happening in your area. But I also live in that area, so I also experienced the same thing over the weekend.
But at least you knew what was happening. We didn't.
Yeah.
Is there a toll-free number for people who may be going through these problems to call you?
Yes, our call center numbers are still functioning. So 0800 40,000 for Vodafone landlines and cell lines, and it's a toll-free line. And then for all other networks, it is 0302 218 240. 0302 218 240. Now these lines are powered by the internet, so in case you call and it's ringing but there's no response, it could be as a result of the internet failure. But we have cell numbers as well, which work 24/7. So you can pick the cell numbers as well. That is 020 738 5088 or 5089 or 5090. So 020 735 5087, 5088, 5089, and 5099. So you can send every information through these lines. There are WhatsApp lines as well, so you can send Google locations, you can send pictures or videos, and then we'll follow up and have whatever situation that you find yourself in resolved.
I understand that these calls, these numbers, when you call, no one picks up on this phone?
There are two lines that are set up were powered by the internet. Those are the first numbers that I mentioned. So sometimes the internet could fail, so it will ring and it will sound, but it will seem as if nobody is speaking. Okay, but I mentioned the cell numbers, and for the cell numbers, they work 24/7. So at any time that you call, you're going to get a response from our call center.
Okay, so that's I beg your pardon, 020 735 5088.
No, 738
right
5087. So 020 738 5088. And then 5089 and then 5090.
Okay. Well, if you're at home, you want to take down this number, that's 020 738 5087, and then you can alternate the final numbers 888990. Thank you very much, Stanley.
I can add two numbers, and these numbers are mainly for WhatsApp. So if you call them, they may not come, but let me get those ones for you. 055 512 3393.
Okay.
And then 055 51
55524. Okay.
So these two numbers are only for WhatsApp. They go on our WhatsApp console. So if you call these two last numbers that I've mentioned, it may sound, but nobody will pick. But if you want to WhatsApp, you can also WhatsApp on these two lines. And you can WhatsApp anytime, 24/7, and then you're going to have a response that will follow up to have your situation resolved.
Okay. Well, I thank you very much. I'll just read for you the two messages on this, hopefully, before you go. Right, just a second. Okay, so there we go. This one says, surprising that Ghana cannot increase the volume of water pump. From example, boom, the fresh water annually exflux to the sea whilst we are always struggling for water. Some non-binary thinking should go into this phenomenon so we can curtail the perennial water challenges in Accra and its adjoining towns? This is coming from Ed, and Ed is texting from Achimota. I'll just add one more. Says, every day I have been buying water in my area because the pipeline water is drilled by an individual which he uses for commercial purposes. Hence, we cannot enjoy government free water. It's coming from Nandom in the Upper West region. He doesn't add his name, by the way. So,
okay, so can I have the opportunity to respond?
Yes, please go ahead briefly.
Yes. So with the first caller or message, our dam, for instance, is a reservoir. Okay, the reservoir has a maximum operating capacity. It is just like a cooking pot. Okay, a cooking pot has a maximum volume of water that it can contain. Beyond that, you may have to spill. Our dam is said that it has a maximum operating capacity, and beyond that capacity, we need to spill. Or other than that, we put the dam in a compromising situation, or we how do I put it? Beyond that, it could affect the dam. The dam could
so the dam can essentially not hold the water. This is the point you make.
Yes. And when it gives way, I mean, we are going to lose a lot of lives and properties. I mean, people living beyond the dam, it could wash away like a vast area, you know. So it's important that we go according to the levels in the dam. Well, we shouldn't have to exceed. We shouldn't have to compromise on the integrity of the dam. So we need to maintain it at that level so that at least we can hold on the dam and use throughout the year. Now the treatment plant is also like that. If within 24 hours, the treatment plant can produce up to a certain volume. We can't do anything about that.
Okay.
Okay. Beyond that, we need to expand the treatment plant. And like I said this morning, there are plans to expand most of our treatment plants because we need to meet the SDG goals by 2030 and even the government's vision of 100% access by 2025. So there are plans to expand our treatment plants. There are plans to build new ones. And all the new ones, even with the expansion, they are all going to have a maximum operating capacity beyond which we need to flush away the excess water so that we don't compromise on the integrity of the dam. So our callers should be educated that yes, the water will go into the sea. There's nothing we can do about it, but we have to do so that we save the dam from collapsing.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Stanley Mate speaks for the Ghana Water Company Limited. You've seen the toll-free numbers as well. If you want to, you have any concerns, you want to dial up and get your concerns addressed, 0555 123393. That's a WhatsApp platform, he says, or 0555 155524, or you can also reach them on WhatsApp on 02073850888. That's 02073850888, and then 89 and 90.